Action Construction Equipment, or ACE, is the company that we're talking about. It reported what was a record revenue and profit in FY23. It was a strong set of fourth quarter numbers as well. To tell us more about the quarter gone by and give us an outlook on the business going ahead, we have with us Sorab Agarwal, who is the Executive Director at ACE, joining in. Sorab, hi. Thank you very much for taking the time out. Well, you leave behind FY23 on a very strong exit note. You've done around 2,100 crores in terms of revenue. Your margins have been the highest that you've seen in the past 3 years as well. What is FY24 looking like? How much do you expect in terms of growth in FY24? What is the order book that you're currently executing? Do you think you can improve these margins?
Yeah, good morning. See, going into FY24, the system seems to be really revved up and in momentum. And we do not have, the FY21 or FY22 bottlenecks in the first quarter like the COVID wave or let's say the hyperinflation because of the war. So looking at all that, I think this year we should be able to achieve at least a 15-20% growth. It can be faster. And order book as of now seems to be very strong because things seem to be firing on all cylinders, whether it is infra, construction or manufacturing space, wherever we supply. We've been short on supplies in the last 4-5 months, to be very frank.
Oh, not a bad problem to have, sort of 15 to 20% top line growth. But given that operating leverage will play out and also input costs have cooled off, what kind of a margin improvement you can see? As of last year, you did close to around 8%. Do you think you can head towards those double digits? So I wanted to ask you on that. And given the top line, tell us how much of contribution will come in from exports as well as defense. They're smaller parts of their business, but that could contribute, right?
Just to point out, I think last year our EBITDA margins were close to about 11% on a whole year basis. And last quarter, they were close to 13%. So we are very hopeful that we should be able to expand our whole year margins by at least about 100-150 basis points, somewhere between 12.5% to 13% at EBITDA level. And on the exports and the defense front, last year we did close to about 6 to 7% on export. And we are very hopeful that current year, exports can contribute up to 8 to 10% of our revenue, which is in line with our medium-term target of 15 to 20% revenue coming from exports. And hopefully about a 5-odd percentage should fall in from defense sector as well.
I just wanted to touch a little more on the defense space, Sorab, because, that's exactly where the excitement lies. We're talking about HAL today. You did receive a crane supply order from the Defense Ministry, if I'm not mistaken, at the start of the year. Based on the momentum that we're seeing within the defense space, are you increasing your bidding? Are you expecting it to increase as a percentage of share, possibly going into FY25, if not FY24? Can you give us a sense in terms of what your focus would be when it comes to the defense space, and what can we expect from the company?
See, last year we did close to about 2.5% as revenue contribution from defense. And this year we are expecting this to be close to about 5 to 6%. And going forward, I think we should be able to increase it up to 8-10%, if maybe FY25 or FY26. And the order of cranes which you mentioned is under execution, so most of it will fall in this year.
Okay. And what is the update with regards to the orders that you're currently executing? For example, the crane supply order from the Defense Ministry. Where does it stand? What are the margins that you might be generating on that? Can we expect repeat orders?
Yes, like I mentioned, the orders are under execution, so that revenue would fall in the whole of this year. And the margins are in sync with the company margins. So things seem to be streamlined on that.
Okay, all right. Sorab, thanks so much for stopping by and filling us in with all of those details. So top line growth of around 15 to around 20%. You're saying that there's a possibility that you can build onto this margin expansion by around 100 to around 150 basis points, and things looking up with more contribution coming in from exports as well as the defense sector. Just take a look at that stock. Last 12 months up 130%.